Former President Trump's legal team is objecting to the Department of Justice proposed candidates for special master. Monday's court filing did not specify exactly why the Trump team objected to the recommendations. It did, however, say there are, quote, specific reasons why those nominees are not preferred. Reading the document, the word respect, out of respect for these candidates, was mentioned. Let's bring in CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane to clarify. Scott, what can you tell us about what little is cleared in these objections?
Yeah, Lilia, let's start with the bottom line. The clock keeps ticking. This legal battle keeps getting extended with no end date in sight. More than 5 weeks since that raid, that search, and the seizure of records from Mar-a-Lago. We know over the weekend the Department of Justice put forward 2 names to be that special master, that independent third party who would review the records seized, review it to the satisfaction of the judge before the Justice Department could resume or complete or continue its review of those records as part of its investigation. Those 2 names were Barbara Jones, a New York City federal judge who was first appointed by Bill Clinton, and Thomas Griffith, a D.C. appeals court judge who was first appointed by George W. Bush. In a court filing Monday afternoon, the Department of Justice heard from the Trump legal team, and the Trump legal team says it objects to both those candidates, both those nominees, but won't say on the record for the public to read what their objection is, that they'd rather tell it to the judge and to the Justice Department privately, or what they call in camera. We'll see what the judge says about that. We'll see what the Department of Justice says about that. But again, the bottom line is this. There is filing upon filing in this court case. There are more deadlines, more motions, more hearings likely. The clock keeps ticking. And in the meantime, the Department of Justice really is frozen out of those records it seized.
I mean, that's my next question is, I mean, what are they seeking? Of course, an objection is not unexpected, but is it meaningful? And this, of course, presents yet another delay, as you said, in the case. How does this impact the actual investigation? And what do you suspect the buying time will get the former President Trump team?
Well, it delays further the investigation, which may be part of the bottom line for the Trump team here. But this is the thing. The Department of Justice can continue its investigation. It just can't use those records, and it can't go through those records, which to some degree compromises their investigation. So says the Department of Justice in its court filing. So it holds off part of what they're trying to do, if not nearly the entirety of what it's trying to do. And a lot of this still rests in the hands of Federal Judge Eileen Cannon in the Southern District of Florida. We know the Department of Justice has poised an appeal to go over the judge's head to the Regional Appeals Court, but there's no timetable on that either, Lilia. So a lot of this really is frozen in ember.
Now, since I have you, and while I have you, I wanted to switch gears there for a moment. I know the House committee investigating the January 6th is expected to review its public hearings this month. And as I said, while I have you, what can you tell us about what's going on there?
Well, we do expect another hearing, if not more than one further hearings. Likely later this month, could be the final week of September, if not the week before it, and the final week of September. They've said unequivocally they have more they want to present, more they want to show, and they've continued the investigating since their last public hearing. So it raises the prospect of more new information coming in, more that they want to release. But there's also going to be a written report, kind of a valedictory for this committee. They want to show in writing their real codified findings. There's a bit of a deadline on that as well. The legislation that created this committee said that it expires, the committee ends 30 days after the committee issues its final report. Well, this committee ends no matter what at the end of the calendar year, so their written report is very likely to be before the end of the first week of December.
Well, we will stay tuned. And as always, I am constantly informed on all things D.C. through your own Twitter. And of course, thank you for your reporting, for joining us today, Scott MacFarlane. Thanks.